Hello, welcome to Unblade Brytenwalda again. Yep, we're back. And we recently, I believe, if I recall correctly, slaughtered some people. And by people I mean enemies, not just like random people. And then we got some prisoners. Wow, that's loud. Alright, and then we got some prisoners, and then we sold the prisoners, and yeah, that kind of stuff happened. And LXII declared war on Mumain, which means they're probably going to get slaughtered, because if you recall correctly, LXII is the tiny blue people down there in the southeast corner of the island we're on. Okay, we also got a bunch of loots to sell. And we're going to keep that scale armor because it's awesome, and once I have it, I should be able to properly duel lords, which would be an amazing thing to be able to do. Anyway, like we were saying, LXII is the tiny kingdom on the southeast part of the kingdom, and yeah, they're probably going to get destroyed. And right now I'm looking at different weapons and stuff from this mystic place, although what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy one of these personal banners because it increases leadership skill, and that's a very useful thing to have because that way I can have more troops and it'll cost me less to maintain the troops that, that I do have, which is amazing because even though I have a ton of money right now, it's of course certainly not always going to be the case that I'll have tons of money. And in retrospect, now I'm looking about it now, I should have bought all of the banners because then I could have given them to one each to all of my companions. I've since discovered that it only seems to work if you put it in the very last weapon slot, and if you and only one per companion. So yeah, and I just bought myself a sword. So I thought how this Mystic Merchant thing worked is that you bought it and then the thing would be of random quality. So either I got lucky and I got two things of adequate quality, or well, that's not how it works, of course. And actually right now, I just noticed that I cannot wield like any of my weapons or anything, although I can use that personal banner. And right now, I'm pretty sure I'm about to test whether or not it only affects me or if it works with companions. I can verify now that it does indeed affect companions, and it must be equipped in that last slot there, and it will increase my leadership skill by one. I don't believe it works in any of the other slots, though, so when I try to give it to her up there, it appears as though my party size has, or that my leadership skill has not changed, and my party size thing up there hasn't changed either, so it seems like it's not working, but it's only because I put it in the wrong slot. But anyway, back to the politics of Ireland, as I accidentally remove my sword and my frickin' spear, because I'm an idiot. So yeah, because I can't actually wield my sword. I just had it on because I used to have that much strength until I took an injury, and that's when I disabled the injury taking because it's ridiculous. I can't like beat this game without my stats. And what the game should do is when you take an injury, it should lower your level by however many attributes you lost, because, or maybe not, because that might make it too easy to get other skills. But it should do something to make it easier to get your skills back, because as it stands, you lose a level. You lose some or you don't lose a level. You lose some attributes, and then you try to get them back, and it's really, really difficult to do that because you would have to go back up that level again, and that's not really something that you can do super easily because of the fact that it takes more experience every time you level up. So to go ahead and lose attributes like that, especially if you lose two attributes, means you have to go up 2 more levels to get those attributes back. See, so you're not even going forwards, you just haven't lost anything, and their LXII declared war against you LXII. And LXII is those giant yellow people. It's a humongous kingdom. God, there's so much to talk about right now. Okay, so, like I said, LXII declared war on Mumain. LXII is the small kingdom in the southeast of Ireland, and they are far inferior to Mumain in terms of lords and population centers. LXII, which just declared war on you LXII, which is those like dandelion yellow people we've been fighting for a little bit now, they are gigantic. I don't recall exactly how many lords they have, but I think it's around 14. I think that says, which is ridiculous. And LXII currently has just one lord, and the rest of them are prisoners. We have 4, and the rest of them are prisoners, but we outnumber them 4 to 1 in terms of lords. I don't know about exact army sizes, of course, because I don't know what our army sizes are. But I suspect we could easily take Rathkel if we just went for it. But we won't just go for it for some reason, which is really frustrating. And this guy, I'm gonna recruit more companions now because I feel like I need more companions because I'm having some serious issues upgrading my army, which is really frustrating. So my thoughts are I'll recruit as many companions as possible and then give them all the training skill. And yeah. Also, another thing is, while Mumain fighting Legan would be good for us because they're both Irish kingdoms, and if they fight each other, they'll each be weaker because one of them will have, you know, like and will have like a few either unless Mumain absolutely crushes Legan, in which case it will be much worse because then Mumain will be that much stronger and Legan will not be exist. And then when we try to fight Mumain for all of Ireland, it's just going to be that much harder to take them down, which is unfortunate because, like, you know, Mumain's gigantic compared to us. We have 2 large cities and they have 3. Which, I mean, no, that's only a difference of 1, but it's also pretty, I mean, it's pretty large difference, sorry. And they also have many more lords than we do, and many more castles and such, besides just their town. So they have a significantly more resources and troops than us. And if they take out Legan, they'll only have themselves a 4th large city, which is not good. Unless we take Rathkelter now, and Legan can keep fighting Mumain, because if Legan, which is right there, it's flippin' tiny. I don't think they have even a single castle. So Dyfed and Mumain just started fighting somebody else, because Dyfed and Mumain are like super bros and such. So yeah. Anyway, so Legan, hopefully they can hold off. They don't have to actually take Mumain's territory, they just have to not lose, and we should be just fine. Because if Legan and Mumain weaken each other, it'll be pretty easy for us to take out either one. I mean, Legan, of course, will be easier because Mumain won't lose lords, just population. Oh, right, there wasn't a ransom broker at Eilich, so we went down to Nas La Rio, Rioch. I think that's about what it is. I'm not exactly sure because, once again, I can't read. Yeah, Nas Na? I don't know, whatever. The blue place that's owned by Legan. Anyway, but Legan and Mumain, that might be good for our, like, Irish unification goals here, but what's not good for it is LXII, because they are from the mainland, and if they come over, then the only way to completely rid of them would be to go onto the mainland, and I don't want to do that because that would just be more unnecessary resources spent fighting off another country, and then if we go out and capture land over there, then all we're going to have to do is keep fighting to keep it, or we don't have to do that, but the people in my kingdom will want to do that, which is not something I want. I don't want them to do that. But I don't really have a control over any of them. There's only one or two people who might actually listen to me in terms of, like, will you follow me? I have a plan kind of thing. And that is Artiarna Fetcher McConnell, I believe his name is. And then also, I don't remember the second guy's name is. What the second guy's name is, because he doesn't like us nearly as much as the other dude is, who I believe is currently the Marshal, but I don't recall exactly if he's the Marshal now, or if he was the Marshal, or if he will be the Marshal. But at any rate, yeah, so LXII is bad. Not just because it's super powerful, because not only we probably won't even be able to beat them in a war, because they are so powerful and large, but more than that, especially if they take Rathkelter. If they don't take it, you know, whatever. If Lake goes out there and takes some of their territory, that's not ideal, but it is not the worst thing that could happen, because then we just have to deal with Ulade with like another castle or something, rather than LXII with another large city to augment their like 3 or 4 that they already have, and I'm sure, and they're like 14 lords, which even outclasses Mumain. I believe they're more powerful than Fortru at this point, which is, you know, unsettling given how powerful Fortru is, but yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this, because we can't afford to go to war with LXII. And if we do, it'll be long and costly and take a long time to beat them and such. Yeah, so we don't want that. But I don't know if we're really gonna have a choice, and we're gonna loot and pillage this village. I think I've made this remark before, but isn't Pillage the Village a video game or a computer game of some sort, like a flash game that you find on like Congregate or something? Pretty sure it is. But anyway, yeah. So now, yeah, we just got a bunch of stuff, which is awesome for our money. We don't really need it right now, of course, but that doesn't mean we can't take more. I mean, you can never really have too much money now, can you? So, yeah. Right now, everything is fine. Everything is dandy on Ireland here, but it could all change pretty quickly, to be honest, if LXII takes Rathkelter. If we can take it first, that should solve all the problems, because then we would have ourselves 3 more villagers or 4 more villages and another large city. Which would, you know, of course, be very beneficial to our kingdom and allow us to, like, you know, win and stuff. And if we had 3 large cities, then we'd be our large city power, as it were, would be equal to that of Maine, which make fighting them easier. Especially if we get lords from Lagan being defeated or from Ulaid being defeated, although I doubt Ulaid will join us since we're the ones who will probably end up defeating them. However, it could still all work out. It just kind of depends on how things go. So, on that note, we're going to have to see how things go. So resting today, and then next time I see you at least, or hear you. Good, thanks for watching, and goodbye.